everybody. In this video, we are going to study about visual messages used in business communication. I hope all of the students of previous first year, they will get benefit from it. Visual messages. Here, the visual messages can be written or oral and non-verbal messages. They fortify written communication and are effective in engaging the audience. There is one saying in English, a picture is worth 1,000 words, so it helps to present the most important information in a concise form in an effective way. They have stronger impact on audience mind. They are used to emphasize important points, to bring data, location, and even idea to life in dynamic way. They are used to show things, not just tell about them, and to convey complicated information. They are effective in illustrating how things work, in conveying sense of time, and in making comparisons. And they are simple to follow, such as directions and instructions. Next, they are flexible in reaching across demographics, cultures, and geographical boundaries. They kept permanent and depending on the communication situations, and they may enable immediate feedback. Here, students can see some examples of visual messages. Let's see carefully and get the ideas. Visual messages used in business communications are in different ways. The first one is signs, signals, and symbols. It is used as a sign, signals, and symbols. Let's see how the actually sign used in business communication and what is sign is. A sign tends to have single meaning. It is an action, gesture, or symbol that is regularly associated with a particular concept, and it is a part of human world. Meaning and largely depends on culture. There are three types of signs. They are, number one, symbolic signs. They have no obvious connection between the sign and the object it refers to. For example, the word apple, A-P-P-L-E, is not identical with its referent, the round, juicy fruit. Once again, let's get more clear about the symbolic signs. Symbolic signs are signs that do not have any link to the thing they represent. The only reason these signs work is because of socially generated meaning with a cultural meaning, etc. Examples: raising two fingers as a swear. Work is actually no link to the word. Is it meant to be? Word like tree symbolize a tree. And the next type of sign is iconic signs. What is iconic signs here? Let's see. Iconic signs have a visual likeness to the thing they represent, such as the icons of a home, an envelope, a door, a pair of scissors, traffic signs, etc. Icons are not elaborate and they focus on a single idea of the object or the actions. Icon signs or icons always bear some resemblance to their referent. A photograph is an iconic sign as it is a stylized silhouette of a female or a male on a restroom door. A baboon's open mouth threat is iconic, resembling as it does the act of biting. Onomatopoeic words like buzz, splat, and squeeze in English and their counterparts in other human languages are also iconic in that they somewhat resemble what they signify. Because of this inherent resemblance to these reference icons are considered not arbitrary signs. Look at here, here is also an example of iconic signs. This one is a third type of signs. This is called INDEXIAL signs. Students, you know what is INDEXIAL signs? Okay, let's see. An INDEXIAL sign is a clue that links meanings. Its association with this meaning is not arbitrary, but is physically or causally connected. Smoke, for example, is an INDEXIAL sign of fire. A pointing finger is an INDEXIAL sign of whatever it is pointing at. 90 degrees on the thermometer is an INDEXIAL sign that it is hot out. Now let's see the summary of different types of signs. Number 1, iconic signs, which actually look like what they represent. Example, a photograph. Number 2, INDEXIAL signs, which have a connection to what they represent and are suggestive rather than directly resembling what they represent. For example, a smoke is an index of a fire. Number 3, symbolic or arbitrary signs, which have a meaning that must be culturally learned because they don't actually look like what they represent. For example, a red light means stop. Another important visual message used in business communication are signals. Signals are dynamic and show movement or action. They include gestures and sounds. However, for a successful communication, there must be a prior agreement between the sender or receiver on what a particular signal stands for. For example, a man giving a flower to a woman signals his love for her. A man raising his hands in the middle of conversation signals that he has something to say. Symbols are also another important way of delivering message, visual message in business communications. What the symbols stands for here. Look at here. Now, symbols stands for something else, usually an abstract idea. Unlike signs, symbols can have multiple meanings. They can be ambiguous and varied according to cultures. A symbol has to be visible and its meaning should be agreeable to the people who are in communication. In symbols, the object and the concept is represented as it is. For example, the shape of heart that represents love. Let's see the other examples of symbols. Adobe bought a bird and a symbol of peace. Saints can represent both literal and figurative bondage, that is, slavery. In Lord of the Flies, the cons is both a sail used to call the boys to meet as well as a symbol of order and democracy. Notice how each of these symbols has two meanings, a literal one and figurative one. Colors are also another way of delivering messages through visuals. For example, colors can be used for symbolism. For example, blue means peace, green stands for environmentally friendly, and red refers to power. You can see here the examples as given in the pictures. Colors can be used for symbolism as given above. The different colors give different meaning in communication. Colors can also be used to give structures to an object, to highlight certain things, to enhance meaning, to show associations between things, and to convey certain mood. Nonverbal visual cues are also another example of visual messages. Here, what is nonverbal visual cues are? You see, our body language such as facial expression, eye movements, posture and gestures are a form of visual communications. Without uttering anything, we can understand the message through our facial expression, posture, gesture, and other expressions. Let's see another one. The way we appear, dress, touch others, and use physical space in relation with others helps communicate specific meanings to a viewer. For example, look at here different types of nonverbal cues. Spatial cues. Under spatial cues, there comes under personal bubbles, intimate, personal, and social distance. And next one is visual cues. Under visual cues, there are included facial expressions, eye contact, body stance and postures, and personal appearance. Next one is the third one is vocal cues. Under vocal cues, attributes of sound that convey meaning and the silence comes under this, and tooth cues is the last one. Students, look at this example. There are also some of the expressions, facial expressions, which comes under the nonverbal cues. Typography is also another way of delivering message through visual. What actually typography is? Look at here. Now, typography is the visual display of printed matter. It is the art of arranging type on paper or screen. It may include regular forms, calligraphy, and increasingly digital type designing, and even graphic designing. Designers usually use two types of typefaces fonts. Number one, serif, and number two, sans serif. Serif is a slight projection. It means fit on the end point is called serif. It is easier to read on the paper, but it is harder to read on the web page. Sans serif. Sans means without. Here, sans serif means it has no feet. So, the fonts have in this two types of face. example is clearly shown. So locate it carefully and get the idea. Now, drawings, diagrams, and illustrations are also come under the visual messages. Here, now let's go to the drawings. The first one, line drawing. It is also called line art. Our drawing is usually done in black and white, and it illustrates the key points, components, or parts of objects, that is, human body, animals, or plant, etc. Look at here, the examples of line drawing or the line art. Diagram also helps to convey the message through visuals. A diagram is a simplified drawing that illustrates the appearance, structure, or working of something. Diagrams are often used in technical communication documents. They help bridge the gap of knowledge between expert or the laypersons. Now, here you can see the example of diagram. Look at here. The man has shown the pictures. Cartoons are also another way of delivering message in business communications. Look at here. What actually cartoon is? A cartoon is a simple drawing that shows faces of people or things in a humorous or humorously or exaggerated way. It is a caricature highlighting the peculiarities of things and can be satirical also. Look at here the example. This picture represents the present situation of Nepal. Schematics are also helps to convey the message through diagrams. These are also like a line art or a diagram, but these are more formal, sophisticated, and used for highly specialized and technical documents, often in the area of electrical and mechanical, engineering, architecture, geology, or environment science. They follow the standards and rules of the discipline or the professions. Now, the examples of schematics are as given below. Photographs are one of the effective way of conveying message through visuals. What is a photograph? Means a photograph is effective in showing precisely the external surface of objects as they are. Photographs, they represent the actual scene. Here, selective use of photo is effective in communication. We can use photos to illustrate something meaningful, something that adds to the meaning of a message rather than merely for decorations. Now, look at the first example, and second example, and third example. These three examples clearly shows what does it mean. Through maps, we can take lots of information without any without any oral sounds. Let's see, maps are effective in showing geographic locations or directions, that is countries, region, districts, cities, highways, rivers, mountains, etc. Now, here look at the examples of the map of Nepal. This map of Nepal shows the 7 provinces of Nepal. Graphics are also one of the important way of delivering message through visuals. Under graphics, we have to read many more things. The first one is tables. Tables are the combination of rows and columns, mainly with numbers and some words. They help to compare different information quickly and easily to show exact figures and values. Here, we can get many more ideas about the things. Let's see. And the example, it shows row 1 to 6. Bar graphs or charts. A bar graph is a graphical depictions of data by means of vertical or horizontal bars. It is effective in comparing one item with others. We can use various colors to emphasize the differences. Here, through these examples also, you can get the ideas what or how we can give the information through bar graphs. Next, pie charts. This type of chart is simple in design and effective in illustrating proportions of the parts of a whole. It is also suitable to reach general readers or users. Here is an example of pie charts, and it also shows the sales of different types of computers, laptops, HP, Dell, Lenovo, Acer, and sales numbers are given there. So it shows that flowcharts also one of the another example of visual message. It also helps to give to convey the message. Now, flowcharts are effective in showing the stages of a process or procedure. These are very useful to provide instructions in a very concise way, and many processes such as how a product is processed or how marketing managers delegate work to marketing can be illustrated in flowcharts. Now, look at the examples and you can get the idea what actually the flowcharts and how does it convey the meaning. Now, organizational charts. It depicts the system of organization within an institution in terms of levels and departments and their relationships. It shows the lines of authority and responsibility in an organization. It is often used to show the hierarchy in an institution, often with the president of a company at the top. Now, look at the business company organizational chart and you can get the idea. Information graphics is also another way of conveying message through visual. It is a rich visualization of information or ideas. It can illustrate patterns and trends and present complex information in a way that can be understood quickly and clearly. A variety of technological tools and software devices are available today to aid you in creating infographics. Now, these examples shows the information graphics. Look at here and get the idea. Visuals in the multimedia. Visual communication has become very common and powerful today at multiple levels and platforms. For example, video clips, animation, animation, motion pictures, computer displays, and screen, etc. Look at the example. You can see many more things, and you can get many more things through these examples. Thank you, all of you, for listening and watching this video very carefully. We will meet with you in another video.